What's up, guys? My name is John. Welcome to another video. In today's video here on Backyard Eating, we're going to be taking a look at the unboxing of a brand new product that someone's reached out to me about for me to review. Now, I know I've been doing a lot of these lately, but this is a product that I am super interested in. So, without further ado, let's get into what product it is and who it's from. So, I guess about a month ago, LetPot reached out to me about a brand new product that they have. Actually, they reached out to me about a couple of products. So the first one is a smart irrigation system for indoor plants. And I'm super excited about this is because I've been wanting to do something like this myself for a long time. So that's product number one. It's a DIY smart irrigation system for inside, and what that really means is, and I'll get into more about this later in the video, but basically it's a watering system for indoor plants that's controlled by sort of a little controller that you can work or control from your phone. So it's super techy and super exciting because I've been wanting to do this for a long time. The other product is, and I'm going to have sort of an unboxing video for each, and then I'm going to do some further videos on them as well. But the other product is their brand new LPH Max. Now, that's essentially a countertop hydroponic system, but it's unique in a way that it's different from really anything else on the market that would be similar to it, in the way that it automatically tops off and automatically mixes the nutrients for you, right? So that's different than any other sort of countertop hydroponics system out there. I've had them before, and you've had to like pour the nutrients in, or pour the water in and then put your nutrients in and stir it up and all this, right? But this one does it for you. So I'm super excited to really dig into this and see exactly how it works and really give my viewers an honest opinion of both products. And let's take a look at them. So I'm going to do the unboxing. I'm going to show you exactly how the packaging came, everything that was in there. Now, granted, this is two products in one box. So when you respectively go and you use the link below, it will be an affiliate link. When you use those links below, if you order one product, obviously you'll get that product only, whereas they sent both of those things to me in one package. You will get whatever product you order respectively. That makes sense? Alright, so without further ado, let's jump on into the unboxing. Alright, so here we are. We've got to take a closer look at the packaging. Now, I will say that my wife kind of already... We were curious as to what this was when it came in the mail. I was at work, and we were kind of curious, so she did kind of open it to see what was going on, just a slight open. But this is the packaging as it come in. And again, I said this is a couple of different things in here. But so this is just in a plastic sort of wrap, if you will, like a bag, more or less. So let's go ahead and dig into it. I'm going to take some scissors here and just kind of carefully open it some more so we can see what's going on. I don't want to just dive in too hard with the scissors. Okay. So it looks like what they've done is they have it in this sort of bag, but it's also wrapped in bubble wrap. So it's actually protected a lot better than what the bag would imply, because I was kind of nervous to open it thinking it was going to be destroyed. So it's in a bag, but inside of here it looks like it's in a box. So let's go ahead and open it the rest of the way. Alright, so it's in bubble wrap. So that's kind of cool. Let's see. Looks like there's an opening right here. Okay, so there's the drip irrigation system, and I'll be doing a separate video on each one of these. And then here is the and here is the LetPot LPH Max countertop like hydroponic system. And this is, apparently it's available in 2 colors, that it's available in gray and black, and I have the black version. It is the 4-in-1, the Smart 4-in-1 Hydroponics Growing System. Okay. And here on the side, it does go into some more details. Tells you about the power input. Tells you about the power output. It's 24 volt DC. The power rating is 36 watts is the maximum. Tells you about the weight, the packaging size, of course, and the water tank capacity, which is 7.5 liters. Okay. So, overall, so far, the packaging was a little shocking when it first came, just in this sort of white bag. But they got us. Like, the packaging was actually pretty good compared to what I was thinking initially. So don't jump to conclusions like I did and think that the packaging was terrible, because inside there, what they've done is they've taken the box, wrapped it in bubble wrap, and then put it into that bag for shipping. So, all right, so we are going to be unboxing the LPH Max. This is the Smart 4-in-1 Hydroponic Growing System. Now, this is like a countertop hydroponics growing system. You can see the picture there. Let's dive on in and unboxing this. I will say it does have a little handle. Let's go on to get into this. So the first thing you see when you open the box is you see that you've got a couple of little pamphlets. You've got a card. Here you go. This is plant food user guide. So it tells you about plant food A and plant food B. And then on the back, it has some simple directions, 2-step directions, and then a water nutrient proportion. Okay. It also has a LetPot Life Gardening eco-friendly technology, so it talks a little bit more about it being eco-friendly. And then, of course, here is the user manual. So yeah, so you've got some information to look over. All right, so let's go ahead and take this the rest of the way out of the box. Super easy to just slide it right out. It's got a thick layer of foam on the top of the... Okay, so it came out of the box super easy. You do have a thick layer of foam on top of it to protect it. And then you have a thick layer of foam on the bottom to protect it. There we go. And then let's take it out of the bag. I will tell you this, it's super lightweight. Super lightweight. It's got a small footprint. I mean, you're looking at, maybe 14 inches. Just going off of, I don't even see a dimensions in there. Okay, and I will say that it has another foam protectant in between the top part and the reservoir. It's got some tape here to hold that down. It's got tape in the back too. Okay. Okay. A little further without jumping too far in. Let me see. Let's see what it talks about with the light, or the hood, if you will. Preparation, light panel assembly. Check to make sure it's plugged in. Okay, so it looks like the light panel is on a telescoping. See, and I'll see. That's pretty sweet. A little LetPot logo on the top. But it looks like this is on a telescoping. I may try to take this foam panel out first. There we go. Remove the tape. And it is on a telescoping pole in the back, so you really need to be careful, because if you damage the telescoping, basically where the pieces go into each other, that could be troublesome. But it is adjustable. Looks like as high as it goes right there. But I don't know, you really don't need it to be any taller than that per se, unless you're really growing something big. But if you're growing something that big, then you really need to think about a different setup. You know what I'm saying? But that's big enough to grow greens, herbs, maybe some small pepper plants if you keep them small, which is probably what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try it out for some different things. But yeah, you got an LED panel up here. I don't know if you can see that on camera very well. There's your LED panel, and it is on a telescoping. Looks like an aluminum telescoping rod. And then on the bottom here, you have your tray, which is where your little pots go into. Okay. Looks like it's pretty good, pretty durable. Alright, so inside here, this is where you're going to find all of your accessories, if you will. Okay. So you have nutrients. This is plant food B, plant food A. You have your net pots and your dome lids. Okay. You have your sponges, or your rooter seed starting type sponges. They go inside of these to hold the seed. Okay. You have an empty bag. That was for the pump. It's such a cute little pump. I've been playing around with basically like aquascaping and stuff like that the last few months, and so it's really super cute to see this little pump. It's also got some tubing, and I'll kind of talk about that in a minute. Okay, and then of course it's got its your wall plug. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll give you a look sort of inside the reservoir. Okay. There's some little foam pieces in here. I would imagine that that's where the pump sits. If I was just guessing. But I don't like to guess. Let's take a look at the manual some more. Okay, so this is the life manual for the 4-in-1 Smart Hydroponics System. So let's go ahead and dive in. It talks about what's included. Alright, so it does talk about what's in the box, which is what I just showed you. And then it talks about normal mode operation steps. So basically getting it set up. Okay. So we're going to make sure that the LED light is plugged in. And that is plugged in there. Let's read the label there. Okay, so it says, before adding the plant food, please open the lid and take out the protection EPE. Okay. All right. Ouch. Okay, so that looks like what's in there. That's just to make sure nothing got like shook around in there. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take off this piece of tape. Okay. Okay, so check to see if the LED is plugged up correctly. Okay. So this just plugs into the back right here, just like that. And that's what's going to give power to the system. Okay, so that is correctly plugged up. Okay. Okay. All right, so when it talks about adding the nutrients, it says add 25 milliliters of A and B plant nutrients separately to a jug that contains 5 liters of water. Stir fully. Too many nutrients may harm your plants. Right? Okay. So what I can take away from it right now is it looks like you're going to mix the ingredients the first time, pour them into the reservoir. You're going to put your sponges into the baskets and put those in, and then you're going to put the germination covers on. Okay. Now, so that's mode mode A. So that's like basic operations. That's normal mode operation steps. Okay. So that's if you were going to do basically what's available on the market currently, or what I say is on the market currently. But what kind of the idea in this concept is already, you mix your nutrients yourself. Okay. Now that could be super granular, so you can adjust things if you want. If you want to go into the automatic mode operation steps, and basically that's where it mixes itself. It talks about that here as well. Fill each bottle with 100 milliliters of pure water. So that is what I'm assuming is these here. Okay. And then shake well. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pour those dissolved nutrients into this box here, which is where I took the little protective EPE from. Okay. And then what's going to happen is you pour equal proportions into the plant food storage box separately. For example, you pour half, like 50 milliliters of each, into there, and then connect the pipe to device and water tank storage. Okay, so what that is basically is talking about is you're going to have like a big container of water. It could be a large jug, and then this tubing will go into your water tank, and then what's going to happen is this tubing will then you connect your tubing here and over there, and it basically pumps the water in and pre-mixes your nutrients with your water from your reservoir, or with your third part, or your third excuse me, from your separate water reservoir, and it pre-mixes it to top the system off. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I will probably try this the second time around. Okay, so I'm going to go traditional first, but this is a really cool idea, so may try that. I don't know. I have to find a jug, so hold that thought. All right, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and get these net pots in. I don't have any plants to go in yet, so I'm going to be starting seeds. Now, the only thing that I would really like is I think I would like something to cover these with. Because I can't, if I'm going to do tomatoes or something, I can't, not tomatoes, or tomatoes and peppers or something like that, then I can't really have all of them. So. I am going to just put all of them in there, because that'll help reduce some of the light that's can get into the system. And I'll say this back one with the cord there is a little tricky, because that's where your nutrient system is. So that back one doesn't want to stay in there. Okay. Now, you could roll like this, and you could have a plant in every one of these. Okay, if you were doing herbs or something like that, or you wanted little baby greens, you could probably do something like that, but that's probably going to be, that's too much for me. So I'm going to have to think of a way to cover some of these, but that's okay, not a big deal. I wish they came with some covers. And then here in this one here, this is doesn't have a cover either. So some light can get in there right there, which we might have some algae issues. I don't know. The water does circulate in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start just 4 of these. Just right here in the center. Okay. So I've already got my sponges in. I'm going to get 4 of my lids out. These help to keep the humidity in. To create more of like a greenhouse effect. There we go. So really what I'm to here is I'm really to the plant food and getting seeds into the... So let's pause the video. Let me go grab some seeds and then I'll be right back. All right, so I've plugged it up and it has beeped at me. So when you first plug it up, you're gonna hear sort of a bleep or a bleep. It's not gonna cuss at you. It's gonna have a beeping sound, and then you can push the power on. There's sort of a look at the LED display screen, which is pretty super sweet, and it's telling me right now that the water level is low. And there's a look at the LED panel. Oop. Oh, I dropped the lids off. That makes sense. Okay. Alright, so I'm actually going to turn it off until I have the water, but I wanted to show you what that looked like. Okay. So I've decided to start some seeds. Okay. The first thing I'm going to start is I'm going to start some basil. Okay. I'm going to start some cilantro. Yeah, it's the little cheap 25-cent pack of seeds. They work great. I'm going to start some lemon drop peppers because it's one of my favorite. I still actually have some growing outside, even though it's, the week of Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to start some micro tom tomatoes. You've seen them here on the channel before in my indoor hydroponic tomato video. I'll put a link in the description below as well as up here. So that's what I'm going to start. Probably a couple of each just to see how it's going to go. But let's dig into the nutrients here. So in the manual, okay, it says to mix 25 milliliters of each nutrient, which are plant food A and plant food B, 25 milliliters of each nutrient into 10.5 pints, or in other words, 5 liters of water. Now, I am in the States, so I don't use milliliters or liters or anything like that. But what I'm guessing here is since the reservoir is 7.5 liters, and it's telling me to mix 5 liters, then it's not going to be all the way full, right? Obviously, okay? And I know that a liter is not quite the same as a quart. So I'm just going to kind of mix this up real quick. All right, so what we're going to do here is on the nutrients, is it's 25 milliliters of each of the plant foods into 5 liters of water. Now, 5 liters is not exactly the same as 5 quarts. It's close. So 5 liters is approximately, I had to do a conversion here off screen, but it's about 1.3 gallons of water. So I've got a gallon of water here filled up. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this into the reservoir. And then I'm going to get another, I don't know, probably, I don't know if you can see that, but maybe like a third of the jug. And then I'm going to use that to mix the nutrients. And then I'm going to just give it a stir. So I am going to get into doing the automatic top-ups for the next time. So I'll just have to take you through a video on that as well. But I'm going to get this poured in. And I will say that I said something about this little hole here in the front. I did find this little cover, this little hole. I did find this little cover. It had fallen out when I'd opened the packaging, the stuff that was inside the tank. So it just sits right into this cover. It does give you a way to sort of top off or to see the nutrients level in here. So, but there's that little cover, which helps reduce the light. So all of those are going to fall out. That's okay. It is what it is. Had the little pump in there wrong. Had it right the first time. But there's this little cover. Basically helps to hold the pump still. And that just snaps on. Just kind of snaps on in there. Okay, so I'm ready. I'm going to go ahead and put the nutrients, or the first jug of water in. This is just tap water. I would actually recommend probably going with distilled water. That way it doesn't have any chlorine or anything like that. You could also use some additive if you wanted to make this chlorine, make this safe for plants or things like that. Okay, so I'm going to get some more water and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got about, it's not quite a third, but I think it's, close enough. Alright, so it said 25 milliliters of each one of the plant foods, of plant A and plant B foods. Okay. Alright, so each one of these, looks like you're going to fill each one of these up with water itself. And then use the little cap to measure out 25 milliliters. Okay, so let me fill these up with water, and then I will be right back. Alright, so we're back, and I have the about a third of a gallon of water here. I have the nutrients already have water in them. Okay, and then I'm going to use the little cups to measure. And it says add 25 milliliters or 0.85 ounces of A and B nutrients separately to a jug containing 5 liters. Again, I put the first jug in here. I'm just going to mix that into the third, put it in, and then give it a stir. So on these little cups, you have, I don't know if you can see that or not, you have the little measurements. Okay. So 25 milliliters looks like all the way up to the top, maybe? Nope. So it looks like we're going to have to do 10 and then maybe do 15. There's a cap. Sorry, camera was shaking. Okay, so I'm back. I removed the little cap in here. I was wondering why it wasn't wanting to work. So 25, so we're going to go 10. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's about 10. That's plant food A. And then we're going to go up to the 15 mark, which is closer to the top. Okay, that's 15. Okay. Close that one up. So that's kind of neat. Has a little... Okay. Going to do the same thing with B. I won't show you that again. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go up to 10. And there's 15. Okay. So So I'm going to give this a little swirl. And then I'm going to pour that into the reservoir. Just kind of mixing it around. Just like that. Okay. So the water's in with the nutrients. That's 25 milliliters of plant B and plant A foods. Okay. Now we're to the part that we're going to get the seeds into the net pots with the sponges. Okay. So we're going to put this back on. I'm going to get these pots back in real quick. That's why I kind of wish it had covers instead of using the net pots themselves, but you know, whatever. It's all good. And who knows, you might want to fill this sucker up completely, so. And some of these you'll have to kind of deal with the cords inside, or the wiring or the tubing, however you want to look at it. That's okay, I think it's going to be fine. I don't know that I'll plant anything back here in the back anyways. That's where the nutrient line is for the auto top off. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. Okay, there we go. All right. So we have plant mode. Okay, we have water level. We have brightness. We have whether the pump is operating or not. So we're going to have to go through and do some quick configurations here. And it tells you this all in the little book. Tells you what each and everything exactly is. Okay, so there is an app, which I will take you through in just a minute. Run that through on my phone. I'm actually using my phone to film right now. So we'll do that in just a minute, and I'll show you on screen.
Wow.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get the seeds in here, and I think... Alright, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab some more of these little seed pellet sponges. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start 8. I'm going to start 8 plants. And that way we have a good variety of plants to work with. Okay, I'm just going to do 2 of each. Again, we're going to do basil, cilantro, tomatoes, and peppers. Sort of, you know, a lot of people would want to do the herbs in this, and you can. I'm a pepperhead, so I'm going to have to do some peppers, and I've had great success doing tomatoes inside. So I'm going to start with the tomatoes first. And I'm just going to put 1 seed in each thing. So there's 1. There's 2. Okay, just like that. And the really cool thing is you can readjust these however you want to do it. So if you want something, if you have something that's really big and you want it to get the most light, you can put it in the center, and then you can put something else around it if you need to. I don't think I'll have to do anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the peppers. These again are the lemon drop peppers. It's one of my favorites. And I have actually, 3 plants growing outside right now. Okay, there we go. Also have an ahi charapita outside, which would have probably been a better go for inside because the peppers are smaller, but I couldn't find the seeds right off. So I might actually use the rest of them. And cilantro, we eat a ton of cilantro. So again, the same thing, just 2 seeds, 1 in each one. And then basil. These seeds are small, but I'm still going to only try to put 1 in each. Okay. All right, so the seeds are in. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cover these up. Okay, and that is all set up. Now, we do have to get the settings and stuff working, so what I'm going to have to do, okay, what I'm actually going to have to do is I'm going to have to play with the settings, and I'm going to have to download the app. Alright, so I'm going to take you through real quick just on how to use the app. I'm going to do a little screen record of my phone, just to show you basically some of the simple controls that you can use the app for. And hopefully it'll work. So let's dive into it. Come here. Alright, so I've already downloaded the LetPot app. You can see it right here. Opening that up. And it will ask you to create an account. Basically, you just sign up. It doesn't cost anything. It's just a free account. You'll need an email and a password. And then once you download the app, you create an account, then you'll be able to connect it to your Wi-Fi, which pretty simple, unless you're me, which I forgot my Wi-Fi password. Shocker. But once I got that taken care of, it was super easy to log in and to find my Wi-Fi, get it set up, and then basically add my machine. So on the app, you got you'll see that once you have added, this is the LPH Max. You can see that you can add multiple devices, which is really cool. So on here, when you're looking at it, and I'll put the footage, the screen record footage right here, you'll see that you'll have the temperature, that the device tells you what the temperature is in here. Excuse me. And then it tells you how many days it's been on. In this case, 0 days. No big deal. But then right below that, you can actually, there is a toggle switch where you can toggle the lights on. Just like that. Woohoo! Alright. I'm going to toggle them back on. Perfect. Okay. And then below that, you can actually set up what light schedule you want. Here, I've chose to go with 16 hours because 16 hours is basically kind of the happy medium for what I'm growing here. Remember, I started basil and cilantro, peppers, and some of the little small dwarf cherry tomatoes. And so some of those were 14 to 16 hours, some of those were 16 to 18 hours, so I just decided on 16 hours was kind of a happy medium. And so you can then set your time. And so what I've chose to do here, and I might change this, is I just went from 7 a.m. to about 11 o'clock at night. And that might change depending on where I put it in the house. So, but anyways, and then you can also, right below that, you can change the LED brightness. So you can just click on each one of these little things to bring down the brightness level. See there? That's on 1, 2. Let's go ahead and go back up to, say, let's go 5. Okay, and then all the way up, you can go to level 8. I don't know if you can make out the change in brightness there. But I kind of like it on the 5. That'll change once the plants start growing, probably. You could also go in and change the LED mode. And you can change it from vegetables or vegetative state, basically, then to flowers and fruit. I don't know if you can see the change there, but it's basically a different temperature, different light temperature, if you will, for like vegetative and for flowering and fruiting. So right now I'm actually just doing I'm doing the vegetative because we're just trying to grow the plants first. I'm gonna change that back. And then down here you can actually control you can do the auto mode if you chose to do that. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do that in the next run, the next time it needs to be topped off or to add nutrients and water to the system. I'm going to go with the automatic system then. I'm going to kind of show you that in a video then. But here you can actually turn the pump on and off. And then I'm actually going to change it to 1 day. There we go, because this is the first day. Okay, but that's pretty much the extent of it. You can actually, like I said before, you can actually have multiple devices on this app, which is super cool. And you can have them, you'll be able to add them and have a list of them here. So really super cool. A super cool piece of tech to have in your home if you want to grow some herbs and some lettuces and that type of thing. I'm really super curious about the tomatoes and the peppers and all of that. So, but super cool. If you want to get your hands on one of these LPH Maxes, you can check out their website. I'll put a link in the description below, but it's LetPot. I'll put a link there. I believe they're having a Black Friday special. Today, obviously, is Thanksgiving. And so go ahead and go out and grab one of these. I think it's fantastic. It was super easy to set up. It's pretty self-explanatory. The instructions kind of walk you through it. It's fairly easy. Pretty much anyone can do this. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's a nice small footprint. It looks nice. So that's another bonus as well, that it looks nice, and obviously you can control it from your phone, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, I'm super thrilled. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. We're going to see how it grows along. I'll be bringing you videos up on that over the next few weeks, and I'll try to get it when the seeds sprout. I'll try to get a video of it. Yeah, and I'll just take you through the whole process. Now, be sure to check back. Make sure to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. It really does make a difference here on the channel for you to give it a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe. That way you'll get to see future updates. Go ahead and click that notification bell so you'll be alerted when I put out a new video. But make sure to check back, because I've got another product from LetPot that I'll be doing a video on in the next week or so. It is the Smart... let me get this right. It's the Smart Indoor Drip Irrigation, okay, which is a really cool thing I've been wanting to try for a long time. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be watching the channel for that video as well. But again, if you want to get your hands on one of the LPH Maxes, go ahead and check out the link in the description below. I'm super happy with it. I don't know how else to describe it. It is pretty amazing. Okay, so I can't tell you about the results just yet, but I'm expecting good things. So the price point, I think it's pretty fair compared to what's on the market today. So definitely check it out. And until next time, guys, keep on growing.